1 hour. I encourage you to focus entirely on this workshop. We'll go just behind addressing symptoms together. Also, we will learn how to find out the root cause for the issues you're currently facing. So before we start, let me tell you a truth. You know, our body is incredibly smart. Once we identify the root cause and we work on it, our body has an amazing ability to heal from itself. So let's get started on the journey of transformation. So before we begin, let me introduce you to, I'm Dr. Angel, right? Your host for tonight. And I've closely been associated with Hormone Reset, guided like 1,000+ patients on their journey of recovery, helping them achieve healthier and a happier life. So my main motto and mission is to help people understand why functional medicine is the right approach and how to implement it effectively for lasting wellness. So before we begin this workshop, I'll introduce you, let me tell you something about Hormone Reset. What is Hormone Reset? So Hormone Reset is one of the first online clinics we specialize in functional medicine. Here, instead of just managing the symptoms, we take a holistic approach by identifying and addressing the root cause of dysfunctions in the body. Our personalized treatment plans are tailored to each individual unique biochemical makeup by ensuring effective and sustainable health improvements. We have treated more than 1,000+ patients who have successfully been treated. We have helped countless individuals to regain their health and lead a happier and a healthier life. So it's time. It's my pleasure to introduce you to our esteemed experts for the evening. So I start with Dr. Ruhi Agarwala. Dr. Ruhi Agarwala, a medical doctor and a functional medicine practitioner. She's the co-founder of Hormone Reset. She specializes in addressing chronic conditions like PCOS, thyroid disorders, autoimmunity by identifying root causes. Her mission is to empower individuals to achieve vitality and a long-term health through sustainable functional medicine strategies. We welcome you, Dr. Ruhi.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Angel, and a very warm
Yes.
welcome to all our audience here. Please go ahead, Angel.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ruhi. So now I introduce you to Mr. Siddharth Goyal. Mr. Siddharth Goyal, a functional health coach certified by FMCA and SAFM from US. He specializes in autoimmune conditions and metabolic syndrome with a track record of successfully treating over 1,000+ patients. He has achieved remarkable results in restoring health and well-being. His mission is to empower individuals with knowledge and tools needed for lasting health transformation. Siddharth, sir, we warmly welcome you for today's workshop. I would describe you someone as with immense knowledge and expertise.
Thank you, Dr. Angel, for the kind words. And namaste and good evening and welcome to all the participants for tonight.
Now I request Siddharth, sir, you can take over and begin our insightful session.
Okay, wonderful. So thank you for hosting and introducing Hormone Reset and both of us. So I guess, we can directly jump into the session now. Before we get into what are the root causes of autoimmunity. See, I want to just, take a step back and draw your attention to this point that normally when you go to any modality of treatment, okay, any system of medicine, especially the modern medicine, then almost the entire focus is on the symptoms, right? The symptoms are used to diagnose. Diagnosis essentially means a label, right? And then based on the diagnosis, set of medicines or treatments. Functional medicine differs completely in this respect. We do not focus so much on the symptoms. Symptoms are important, obviously, to understand what is going on in the body, but we do not treat the symptoms primarily. Okay. Obviously, symptoms also need If the symptoms are very bad, a person does need relief from the symptoms, so we cater to that. But our primary focus is on understanding why the symptoms are happening. What are the underlying reasons or root causes? And that is where our focus is. Because if you can understand, identify, and correct the root causes, your symptoms will vanish, right? The body will heal itself. So that is the fundamental premise. Now, before I get into discussing the top few reasons or root causes behind autoimmunity, let's look at one or two of the most common myths. Okay, and how many of you have been told that autoimmunity is genetic? You can reply with a yes or a me in the chat. Anyone here who's been told either by their doctors or by friends, relatives, colleagues, etc., that autoimmunity is a genetic disorder? Hmm? See, so many already, right? Now, let me, burst that myth. Autoimmune disorders are not genetic. If they were genetic, you would have, most of the people would have shown up with symptoms much earlier in life, most likely in childhood. Okay. These are acquired. There are reasons, there are well understood reasons. Okay. And not that in the last 6 months or 1 year, science has understood. Science has known these reasons for decades. Yes, more advancement, more understanding is happening, but we have known that there are reasons for autoimmunity for many, many years. Okay. So autoimmune disorders are not genetic. And the other myth is you will have this disease forever. There's nothing we can do, right? The only thing we can do is to manage the symptoms with these expensive and powerful medicines. How many of you have been told this? May not be exactly same words, but this message has been conveyed to you. Anyone like that here? See, again, right? Because there is somebody out there who wants a customer for the rest of their life. That's all it is. Because if this was true, how can we be reversing so many autoimmune disorders? Okay, no symptoms left, people back on track with their lives. And not only that, feeling much healthier than they have felt for years overall, not just about the autoimmune disorders. So what is autoimmunity? Conventional thought process is it's an incurable genetic disease. Because it is incurable, it requires a lifetime of immunosuppressants, anti-inflammatories, or hormones like steroids, etc. On the other hand, the functional medicine approach is saying that nothing in the body happens without a reason. So there are presence of root causes which you can refer to as environmental factors such as stress, chronic stress, trauma, viruses, bacteria, fungal overgrowth. Medicines themselves can create problems with side effects, hormonal imbalances, deficiencies, and toxicities. If these factors are present, then autoimmunity can happen in somebody who has a genetic susceptibility. So we are not saying that genes play no role at all, right? We are not saying that. We are saying that yes, the genes create a higher chance, a higher likelihood. But whether you get the disease or not is not decided by the genes. It is decided by these factors which I have listed here, right? So you can think of it as genes load the gun, but the environment pulls the trigger, right? And all of these environmental factors, are they in our control or not? Yes or no? Can we do something about deficiencies, toxins, viruses, bacteria, stress, nutrition? Can we do something about this or not? We can do everything about these, right? Completely in our hands. Also, people often ask, okay, have you treated somebody with, maybe psoriasis, or have you treated somebody with rheumatoid arthritis or Hashimoto's? So please understand, these are labels based upon which organ or which part of the body is being attacked by the immune system, right? This is a very superficial understanding because fundamentally, what is the disease? What is the imbalance in the body? The fundamental imbalance is that the immune system is attacking and damaging the body, right? That is the problem. Which part of the body is being damaged is only that's a small part of the detail. The major thing is that the immune system, instead of protecting the body, is now attacking the body. So it doesn't matter which part of the body is being attacked, the root causes remain the same. That's what you need to remember. Okay, the root causes do not change, and therefore it doesn't matter which part of the body is being treated. If you are able to identify and address the root causes, you can reverse it. Okay, see, somebody already started asking, you have treated lupus or whatever. Okay, we have treated 1,000+ people with autoimmunity and all kinds of diseases, many, even the names that people might not have heard. Now, coming to the actual root causes, the most important root cause today is diet. A diet that is inflammatory and poor in nutrition. Today there is data that, let's say, an apple, or you take any fruit, any vegetable, the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, etc., that are present in that vegetable or fruit, in the last 30-40 years, they have reduced by half, or sometimes even by 3/4. So only half or 25% of the nutrition remains. They look nice, okay? Using fertilizers and whatever, we make them look nice and big, okay, and colorful. But the nutrition inside has gone down dramatically. That is the truth. And on top of that, we are eating a diet that is very high in refined carbohydrates and sugars today, right? Earlier, our ancestors, even if they ate the carbohydrates and all, these were not refined. These were in natural form, and they did not cause so much problems for our body. And today, gluten and dairy, again, the grain, the wheat grain has changed dramatically over the last 30, 40, 50 years. Okay. And it's causing so much problem to your body, especially to your immune system. See, if wheat was such a big problem, then people like in certain parts of the world, including Central and North India, we've been eating wheat for hundreds of generations, right? We should have all died with autoimmunity because medicine was not developed anyways, right? According to most people's thought process, the most advanced form of medicine is what we have today. That's what people think. So then we should not have survived, right? That is not true. Our ancestors, they were healthy, eating the same, grain. But because the grain has changed dramatically, now we are struggling with it. Okay. And the same goes for dairy. I mean, the less said about dairy products, the better it is. It's become a disaster in today's world. What is being sold to us in the name of milk and all of that, right? And then to top it all, the processed foods. See, there is one simple thumb rule. If something has come out from a factory, most likely your body at a cellular level, the immune system of your body will not even recognize that substance as food. The factory, the processing would have changed it so much. Okay. And if your body doesn't recognize something as food, but you go on eating it every day, what will the immune system do? It will react against that food, right? And if this goes on happening, the reaction goes on happening, you lay the ground for autoimmunity to develop. An immune system which is always in aggressive attacking mode can end up attacking the body. That is what happens most of the time, right? And then we have given up on our healthy fats like deshi ghee, coconut oil, etc. And we are eating refined oils, primarily seed oils, and as well as some, vegetable fats and all, which is not good. Again, promotes inflammation, triggers immune system into overreactivity. Lack of healthy fats. I mean, when you're eating the unhealthy ones, obviously you're lacking the healthy ones, right? Omega-3 is severely lacking in our diets. The correct ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 is considered to be 1:3. When we tested, like initially we used to test this for a few of our patients when we started working with the functional medicine approach. The average I found was not 1:3. The average I found was 1:100, 1:200, 1:150. Those kind of. That is the deficiency, tremendous deficiency of omega-3 in our bodies. And most of us, we don't consume enough protein. This is true for vegetarians naturally because vegetarian diet has become focused on grains. A lot of grains, very few vegetables and all, right? And it's also true for non-vegetarians very often because especially non-vegetarian protein is difficult to digest and absorb. And if your digestive system is not working well, you won't be able to digest even if you eat it. And any which ways, if you look at an average person, they don't like eating too much of fruits and vegetables. As I said, the preference has been skewed towards grains. And we have made, vegetables and fruits as a side dish. And without enough fruits and vegetables, you can't have a balanced meal. Your body cannot have enough antioxidants, etc. Right? And then, at last but not the least, lack of structured drinking water. We may be drinking filtered water, but if it is not structured, it is not good enough for the body. Okay. Now, another thing is the modern society has become highly toxic. The environment has become highly toxic, and therefore we have become toxic, right? You can't help it. You are, you know, who we are is based on what kind of environment we live in, isn't it? Because our body is constructed by the food that we eat, the water that we drink, the air that we breathe. And if all of these things are toxic, we are going to create a toxic body. You can't help it, isn't it? So toxins could be of many types. It could be microbial toxins, and microbes also live within our body, so they produce a lot of toxicity, especially if the microbes are of the unfriendly variety, right? And that's become a major problem today because of overuse of chemicals in our agriculture and medicines, allopathic, chemical drugs, because they kill off many of the friendly bacteria, etc. And at some level, all drugs are toxic, isn't it? They may save your life. There's no denying that. But at the same time, they do have side effects, right? And then today, our agriculture has become the biggest source of toxicity, right? Crazy amounts of artificial, synthetic pesticides, fertilizers, etc., are being used in our fields today. And we are paying the price. Air pollution. At least in India, last few years, our government has made a huge effort to reduce pollution on the roads. But pollution due to construction and all remains. And also today, there's an increasing, trend of people always keeping their doors and windows closed, not allowing much ventilation to happen. And that's a disaster because it increases the internal indoor pollution to a very high extent. What is the biggest source of indoor pollution? Anybody? Any idea? No idea? The biggest source of indoor pollution is your furniture, because there is a lot of chemicals, synthetic chemicals that go into making your furniture, and many of these chemicals are volatile. They keep outgassing, and when they're outgassing, we are all obviously going to absorb them. Yes, AC also, for some people, mites and all. See, mites and all are still comparatively easier to handle. You can put your, mattresses on the sun once in a while. India is a tropical country. Most of the year you have, good sunlight. So you can actually, handle those things. But this furniture thing, and especially if your doors and windows are always closed, it's a big problem. And AC actually also, yes, it can be a source of pollution, especially if you're not maintaining it well, if you're not servicing it properly and regularly. See, things like asbestos, BPA, slates, and all, I'm sure you guys already know of all these. PCBs, which is in electronics, and PFCs used in non-stick. So this is interesting. How many of you are still using non-stick cookware in your kitchens? Anybody using non-stick? No, really? Nobody's using? Not possible that nobody's using, isn't it? So this is highly toxic. Okay, you don't have to believe me. You go on Google and search what are the chemicals used to make a vessel non-stick, and then you check the effect of those chemicals on your body. They cause all kinds of diseases, including cancer. Okay, so even if you're using them rarely, please stop using them now. It's very, very harmful. Okay, throw them out. Don't give it to your maids or somebody. And if you're using all these commercial toothpaste and shampoos and all, there is fluoride, which is very harmful in the toothpaste. And both the toothpaste and the shampoo will have something called SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate. Very, very toxic chemical. The only purpose of this chemical is to make the foam, the lather. Okay, this much, like the smallest amount of toothpaste that you can squeeze out on your toothbrush, it will like fill your mouth with so much lather that you know you can't hold it in the mouth. So that is only possible because of SLS, and it's a very, very toxic chemical. There are just 3-4 brands which are like 2-3 brands which are commonly available which do not have SLS. That is how rampant it is. Okay. So when we are putting so much of toxins into the body, is it a surprise that your immune system is going off balance? Please answer this in the chat. When we put so much toxicity into the body, is it a surprise that the immune system is going haywire? And toxicity is not ending here, okay? Heavy metals like mercury, lead, aluminium, you know, these have no benefit in the body, only harm they do, okay? And you know what? We test everyone who comes to work with us for these heavy metals. Can you guess what is the percentage of people who have so much heavy metal that we have to do something to remove it? We can't even ignore it. Little high, you know, you can leave it. It's okay. It will not create a big problem. Almost 25% of our patients, we have to actively do chelation, heavy metal removal from the body. Okay. And I don't know whether you guys know or not. Again, things like mercury and aluminium, they are put in your vaccines. Okay, they put in your vaccines to make the immune system react aggressively. When you do that, again, is it a surprise that the immune system is losing its balance completely? Should we be surprised? So Khushbu is asking, yes, but all are having exposure to toxins, but why all not have autoimmune? So once again, Khushbu, that is where your genes come in, right? There is a higher chance of you or somebody else getting a certain type of disease, right? But if you are able to remove the toxins from your life, from your body, that disease also goes away, right? Because without the toxins, the disease was not there, isn't it? This is something this is the reason I covered this initially. Maybe you're not joined at that time. So these can damage the body in you know so many ways. They damage any organ and every organ in the body. And the interesting thing is, many of these heavy metals, they will disable the body's ability to detoxify itself. When they come in, they block the body's detoxification ability. So your body can't even get rid of it until you intervene consciously. So it's very, very important to test for them and make sure that if they're high, they're removed from the system. So this is an example of a test report that we do for most of our patients. Now, the next very, very important root cause is chronic infections. See, we all know about acute infections, right? You have a viral infection or some other kind of infection. You ate some bad food outside and you got a, gut infection. You were, go running to the loo 10 times a day for 2-3 days. So we know of acute infections, but most of us are not aware that infections, much more often than acute, we have chronic infections in our body. Acute infections happen once in a while, maybe once or twice in your lifetime. Okay. But chronic infections can go on simmering for years and decades, and you never get to understand what is going on. So it could be in the form of parasites in the body. It could be fungal overgrowth, right? Yeast and all. Candida is a very, very obnoxious fungus. It is there in everybody's body in small amounts. It doesn't cause a problem unless it overgrows. And once again, what is the most common reason for overgrowth of candida or fungus? Can anybody if anybody knows, or maybe you want to take a guess, what's the most common reason? No, Dr. Rishita, unfortunately, the amount of mercury in vaccines is not negligible. That much is enough to create a lot of, imbalances in the body. See, if it was negligible, it will defeat the purpose of putting it there, isn't it? If it is not going to have any effect on the body. They are putting it because it has a powerful effect of triggering the immune system into hyperactivity. That's why it's being put over there. So the most common reason for fungal overgrowth are antibiotics. Okay, unfortunately, they can save your life, but what happens is when you take antibiotics without covering them with good probiotics, they kill off all the bacteria, the bad ones and the good ones. And it is the good ones which were keeping the fungus under control, not allowing it to overgrow. When they are gone, there's nothing to stop the fungus from overgrowing. That is the most common reason for fungal overgrowth. See, Shakti, even with sugar, lot of sugar you can eat, you may not necessarily get overgrowth of candida if your other bacteria are present, the healthy, friendly bacteria are present in the body. Okay. Viral infections, viral overgrowths can be there, very, very common. And also some of these viruses are very well documented to be behind certain autoimmune disorders. Like EBV, for example, is very clearly connected with Hashimoto's disease. Okay. It could be Lyme, overgrowth, or Clostridia, and there are many other types of chronic infections that are possible in the body. See, please understand one thing. There are many mechanisms with which the immune system can get into a state of autoimmunity. The most important thing is that the immune system has been driven into a state of hyperaggression for a long period of time. Okay, that's the most common reason. When that happens, the body's ability to keep the immune system under control reduces. When that reduces, it leads to the development of autoimmunity. That's something that we want you to understand. Okay, and that is happening in all of these examples or root causes that I'm telling you in one way or the other. Now your liver is also very intimately connected with your overall health and definitely with immune function as well, and especially when it comes to your gut health, because gut is also the immune central of your body. How many of you know this, that 70 to 80% of your immune system is found in the gut, in your intestinal lining? And therefore, gut plays a very, very important role in your immune system health and balance. Very few people are aware of this, right? So if your liver is not working very well, it will not be able to remove toxins and obviously also some of the byproducts of infections from the body. And when these accumulate in the body, what will happen? Immune system again goes off balance, right? Impacts your intestinal pH through bile and other secretions. And if the intestinal pH is not maintained, again, it can lead to overgrowth of certain types of bacteria and fungus. It's a powerful antimicrobial and antifungal by itself. So if the liver is not producing sufficient quantity and good quality of bile, then again, microbes and fungus in your gut start overgrowing. And let me tell you, at least 25-30% of the patients that we work with, again, do not have a liver which is producing the right quality and quantity of bile. That is how common it is. Okay, that is how common. If you have even grade 1 fatty liver, your bile production cannot be optimal, not possible. Okay, so the liver function has an impact on everything in the body. It's like a cascade effect. And if it is not in good health, very difficult to bring your body back on track. As I said, gut is the immune central of your body, right? It hosts trillions of microbes. The genetic material of these microbes is at least 100 times the genetic material that we have in our body. Okay. So they are in control of a lot of activities in the body. If they go off balance, it creates imbalance for the immune function as well. They could be just little out of balance or they could overgrow, which constitutes an infection, right? We already discussed this. Low stomach acid is a very common problem, undiagnosed and completely misunderstood. Okay. What is a symptom of low stomach acid? You know what is a very common symptom? You will be surprised to know this. Very common symptom of low acid is heartburn, acid reflux, and all this. Okay. It doesn't happen because there is more acid. Never happens because of more acid, but it can happen because of less acid. Because with less acid, the valve between your food pipe and your stomach doesn't close properly because there is not enough acid to make it to trigger the closure. And when that is not closing, it can come up. But more importantly, low stomach acid will reflect as poor appetite. You eat a little bit of food and you feel full, and that fullness remains for many hours, right? It doesn't get emptied out quickly, and gas and bloating, many other downstream effects because of low stomach acid. So, how many of you think you might have low stomach acid based on these symptoms? Can you reply in the chat? I also want to understand how many of you are listening to me. Okay, I got one reply. I get another one. Kushbu has been having parasites for 10 years. Okay. So you know what happens when you have low stomach acid? You need to understand this. Low stomach acid means you will not digest your food properly. Undigested food will remain in your gut. What will happen to that food? Bacteria and fungus will eat the food. They are getting much more food than they were supposed to, right? When they get more food, what will happen? They will multiply and overgrow. You see how we are creating infections in the body through stomach dysfunction. And yes, they will produce gas. So many bacteria will produce gas when they eat the food that you're eating, right? And they produce a lot more toxins. And your immune system gets alarmed when it sees all of this. It starts attacking the bacteria and the bacterial toxins. All of this means the intestinal border, the lining gets damaged. This is called a leaky gut. We'll talk about that as well. Low stomach acid means poor digestion for you, less nutrition for you from the food, more food being eaten by your bacteria and fungus in the gut, right? Low stomach acid will also trigger lesser production of digestive enzymes because this is a stomach acid also works as a trigger for production of enzymes. So they also reduce and the whole problem becomes worse. And that overgrowth of bacteria and all can lead to constipation, or for some people, it can lead to diarrhea also, apart from gas and bloating and all other various symptoms. And as I said, this is the main thing which, along with other toxins, glyphosate and other things, which lead to leaky gut, damage to the gut lining. Now, when the gut lining is damaged, see, this is your gut lining. Between the two cells, there is no space if they're healthy. But when they're damaged, now there is space between the cells. Now, when there was no space, the cells will absorb what is only properly digested food. Other things they will not allow. But now they can't control and everything starts entering the bloodstream, right? And immediately the immune system will react to all of this, creating inflammation and abnormal reactions. So this is a major problem. What are the symptoms of a leaky gut? Leaky gut symptoms need not show up in your gut at all. They could cause headache, insomnia, migraines, brain fog, poor focus, memory, concentration, eczema, psoriasis, acne, low energy, tiredness, fatigue, depression, anxiety, mood swings, weight gain, post-nasal drip. Sinuses are always congested for people. But it could cause body pain, arthritis. It could cause, stiff muscles, fibromyalgia. It could cause sores. It could cause palpitation, shortness of breath, and it could also cause symptoms in the gut. Okay. So once again, how many of you think you may have a leaky gut? You may have one or two or more symptoms. I'm sure at least 70-80% of people will have some or the other symptoms, isn't it? So tell me something now. Think about it. We have only looked at some of the root causes. There are another 2-3 to go. Without identifying and addressing these root causes, do you think you are going to solve your autoimmune problem or any other problem for that matter, unless you find the root of it and address it? Is it going to work? You're just gonna keep popping pills for the rest of your life, right? Sometimes symptoms will go down, sometimes they will come up, all that will keep happening. But no resolution will happen, isn't it? So last is chronic stress. Chronic stress is a major, very powerful driver of disease in the body. Disease need not necessarily mean only autoimmunity. Okay. Fundamentally, what happens in chronic stress is your nervous system decides how your body is going to function, isn't it? How your immune system is going to function, how your digestive system is going to function, how your heart is going to function, everything, right? And it is your nervous system which senses whether you are stressed or not. So when the nervous system senses the stress, it does not bother to tell the body to focus on good things because it doesn't expect to live too long. That is what stress means for your nervous system. Nervous system thinks when you are stressed out that something is trying to kill you. That's the only stress it understands. It doesn't understand that somebody shouted at you or argued with you or you got stuck in a traffic jam and therefore you are stressed out. None of those things have anything to do with the life threat, right? Your life is not in danger. But your nervous system does not understand all this. Okay? Any stress means nervous system thinks your life is in danger. And when life is in danger, it it's a waste of the body's resources to focus it on immune system balance and digestion and elimination and detoxification and all of that. At that time, nervous system wants to push all the resources towards your heart, your lungs, and your muscles so that you can fight the tiger or run away from the tiger and save your life. How many of you will say, you will agree that yes, you have more stress than is healthy in your life? Hmm? Nobody? Nobody has high stress? Okay. Definitely, right? Unfortunately, what we have done is we have created a social situation where stress has become normal. Problem is it's become so normal that sometimes we don't even agree or we don't even realize that we are stressed, right? Always apne aap hi. So imagine, that's what we have done to ourselves. It's very common, Kushbu. You're not the only one out there, right? So these are the primary root causes. There are more, obviously, but these are the most important drivers of chronic disease, including autoimmunity. Okay. I will stop here and hand over the session to Dr. Ruhi. I hope I have been able to add some, useful information to all of you today. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. All right, give me a second. All right. So, thank you so much, Siddharth, for diving deep into the root causes. Now that we know about so many root causes which can be behind autoimmunity, what all of you think? Can we suppress? Can we fix autoimmunity with anti-inflammatory drugs only, or only with immunosuppressants? Do you think that's possible? I see three people only saying no. All right, one of you already could connect that it's due to parasites and leaky gut. Wonderful. All right, so few more have said that no, it's not possible. I was hoping to hear more of them. We spoke about so many root causes. Now, if you could associate at least with two or three root causes, it's very clear that you just cannot fix your autoimmunity with all these drugs. It may give you a temporary relief, but then it's not really helping anything beyond that. So, what is really needed is that we have to change our approach. We have to look beyond symptoms. We cannot treat every symptom separately. They have a body is our body is a very smart system. Everything is connected, so we have to look at the whole body. We cannot take pills for every solution. You have pain and another pill. Your gut health is not good, another pill. Your sleep is not good, another pill. It cannot be like that. There has to be a holistic solution. And the only solution is that you take a step back, you look at the whole body, you understand the biomarkers, you understand the sign and symptoms, connect them together, connect the dots, and identify the imbalances in the body, and then start working on it. That's the only way where you can achieve lasting health. If you're not doing this, you're just beating around the bush. And if I have to explain you all in a very layman term, what is optimal health? What is that I have to do to regain my health? Forget about all the clinical terms. In very layman terms, you have to maximize, which means you have to give your body in enough quantity everything that it needs to repair, to regenerate. And this means it needs all the raw material for the cells to function and heal. What are these raw materials now? Good quality air, structured water, all the vitamins. You cannot just take vitamin D and B12. Our body needs all the vitamins. It needs all the minerals. It needs beyond zinc and magnesium. It needs all the trace minerals. So we have to provide all the minerals to our body, a lot of antioxidants, because the body is constantly um, under some kind of stress. And here I'm talking about um, the the stress, the internal stress, the cellular stress that the body is going through. It needs enough protein and in the form that it can utilize it. You're eating a lot of meat, you're eating a lot of beans, dals, etc. But then if your gut is not able to absorb it, your cells are not able to utilize it, all of that is useless. Our cell, the cellular structure, the membrane of each cell is made up of fat. All our hormones are made up of fat. Our brain is maximum, it's 70 to 80% fat. So if you're depriving your body of healthy fats, imagine the damage you're doing. So our body needs healthy fat, and it constantly needs that belief that you can regain your health. If you're doing everything and still feeling okay, I can never be healthy again, whatever you're doing is in vain. And you have to take away everything that is harmful. So of course this refers to toxins, infections, allergens, any kind of stress. Of course, you will say that okay, I cannot remove the stress completely. Okay, but then you can definitely work on better strategies to help you minimize the impact of stress on your body. If there has been any emotional trauma, you have to work on it. In most of the cases, we will see there is some kind of trauma, there is some kind of suppressed emotions that have led to the diagnosis of your autoimmune condition. That has to be worked upon. Any kind of limiting belief has to be out. Any kind of negative expectations have to be, there's no space for this. This has to be out. And then we have to prioritize creating an environment which is conducive for healing. You have to have sleep hygiene in place. You have to give your body enough rest. You have to laugh often. You have to work on stress management techniques, do the right kind of exercises, not stress your body, enough stretching, focus on your breathing, keep meaningful relationships, and above all, your body needs positive visualization. You have to visualize yourself in the state where you want to be. And only when we do all of this, that's when our body can really get the environment it needs for recovery. Now, why we are talking about functional medicine? Is this another medicine, some new medicine? Like we have so many different streams of medicine. Is this another stream? No, it's not. It's an approach that looks at the body as a whole, that it looks at why this person is sick. Your Any health issue has not come overnight. Something has led to it. So functional medicine approach, which is a root cause based approach, helps in identifying these root causes by using the biomarkers. So we use the most advanced test. We use the whole body sign and symptoms and then do a root cause analysis to identify these the root causes that may be at play in your case. So it's not about treating the symptoms, it's not about treating the diagnosis, it's always about treating the whole body in functional medicine. So we look at all of these factors: stress, gut health, emotional health, detoxification pathways, your physical activity, your mental health, your spiritual journey. We take the support of nutraceuticals, how good you're resting, the kind of relationships you're keeping, and above all, what you're feeding your body. So the focus is on all of these. Now, how, if we have to focus on so many things, how do we do that? It can be a lot of work, it can be a lot of things to juggle around. So we have put together a 12 weeks program in a very structured way, which will exactly help you work on all of these areas based on the pillars. And this program it's an evidence-based programs which has shown wonderful results in the clients that we have worked on. Now, what are the root causes that we will be focusing on? We will test for toxins and heavy metals. We will look for chronic infections and work on them. Check for deficiencies and address that. Work on the inflammation in the body. Test for gut dysbiosis, infection markers, leaky gut, all of that, and then work on repairing it. Check for mitochondrial health, how healthy your mitochondria is, and if it's not, then we fix it. Check your detoxification pathways and accordingly support it. Help you manage your stress better. Protect your body from non-native EMF. And above all, how can you hydrate your body? How can you hydrate your cells? So these are the most common root causes of autoimmunity, and we will be working on all of that. Now, how do we do that? So it starts with a very detailed history taking. We take all your signs and symptoms through a very detailed questionnaire. Once we have all your signs and symptoms, we evaluate that and then recommend the test. Now, what kind of test are we talking about? The first is a very detailed blood work in most cases, which will give us all the organ function, deficiencies, inflammatory markers, heavy metals, metabolic function, etc. The second very commonly prescribed test from us is a gut health test. It's called the NutriFit test. It's a kit-based test which helps us with the markers of mitochondrial health, gut health markers, certain metabolic markers, nutrient markers. It's a very good test to understand what are the, what's your gut health like, what's your mitochondrial health like, etc. In some cases, a hair sample analysis may be needed when we see high levels of heavy metals. Once we have all this information, a root cause analysis is done using the functional medicine approach. And then a personalized treatment plan is made, which will cover diet, lifestyle changes, and a personalized supplement protocol. The treatment plan is very comprehensive. And then there are two consultations. The first consultation is to explain you uh, everything about the root causes that we have identified, the plan of action, the treatment plan, everything. And the second consultation is a follow-up consultation. Now, what's there apart from the treatment plan and the consultation? So there are live sessions to help you understand the core pillars of recovery. So there are 12 sessions conducted by myself and Siddharth, and these sessions are interactive. Um, for example, the first session is on understanding the root causes in detail. The second session is a deep dive into the nutrition plan. So this way, there are 12 sessions planned across 3 months, and all of these sessions are to empower the clients who are a part of the program, because it's not just about 3 months that you have to follow the plan. It's about sustainable habits. It's about really helping you make that change which will sustain for life. And for this, you have to be empowered. And that's what these interactive sessions help with. There are also sessions on meditation and stress management. You'll receive techniques for stress management. there is a session on the kind of physical activity you should be doing. Now, coming to the detox process. So this is a guided detox process which we conduct in the second month of the program. This is a very unique component of the program because it is designed in a way that it's done in a certain time of the program when your body is prepared for detoxification. And then we guide you through this process. You undergo this detox process at home under our guidance. And then at the end of the third day of this detox process, the the results that you see, you'll be amazed that that you could actually do this detox, which in the beginning you may feel that okay, you will never be able to do it, but then you actually did it, and the results that you will see are amazing. And then lastly, are you each one of you would be assigned a clinician from our team, so where whom you can ask your questions. You'll be a part of a community where there are other participants undergoing the same program. You will receive all the recipes, handouts, shopping guide that you need to implement the treatment plan better, and anything else that you may need to make this journey easier for you. You'll receive all of that. So that's about the program. These are some signs of healing. People report increased energy levels, headaches have reduced, sleep is better, periods are better, the skin and the hair have improved, gut health has improved. They don't feel puffy and inflamed anymore. And above all, you get that spark of life back. You're not dragging your body anymore. You are in tune with your body. And of course, the list of signs of healing can be endless, and everyone can have a different sign of healing based on what trouble they actually came to the program with. So we intake a limited number of participants every month because we want to ensure that everyone has an experience that they're looking for. So we take very limited people every month. The program cost is 16,000. This covers all the support that is needed during the program. What it does not cover is the cost of the investigations and the cost of the supplements. That's separate, and that varies based on um, the sign and symptoms and the evaluation that we do. Now, that's a program cost for individuals based in India. If you're not based in India, if you are an overseas participant, the program cost is different. And we have a similar program for men as well, where again, the program cost is the same. So that's our website. You can check more about us there. We will now open up for live Q&A. We will allow you to unmute you and ask your questions. So if you have questions, please raise your hand and we will allow you to unmute yourself one by one. And before we before we do the Q&A, I will quickly launch a poll. And I request all of you to please answer the poll. That will help our team to connect with you in case you still have certain questions, you want to discuss with our health managers, anything. So I request all of you to please answer the poll first. We will allow a minute for everyone to answer the poll, and then we will open up for Q&A. All right, so we have two people who have raised their hands. So Angel, over to you now. You can, the floor is yours. But before we open
Thank you so much, Dr. Rui, for
yeah, I'll just ask everyone again to answer the poll, and then we start the Q&A. We'll allow a minute more.
I would request all the participants to please answer the poll. Thank you so much, Dr. Ruhi and Mr. Siddharth Goel, for sharing your valuable time and practical insights. Your knowledge and expertise are truly appreciated. I'm sure participants, you've all gained valuable insights from this workshop. You've all, you know, uh, learning about many root causes, the essential details, which you may not have known before. Our experts have shared a wealth of knowledge to help you better understand your health. And now we begin with our live question and answer session where you can ask the experts directly your questions. I would request you to raise your hand and we'll address your queries one by one in an organized manner. And I think let's start with Manoj. Manoj, request if you can switch on your video also and ask your question. Yes.
Yeah, please unmute yourself,
Yeah,
Manoj.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Please.
yeah. Hi, Dr. Rui. Hi, Siddharth.
Hello.
Hello.
So I've been suffering with psoriasis since last 10 years almost. So since 2015, I had been to US and to UK parallelly for a couple of years. That's the time I got hold of this because of the geographical conditions. That's what I came to know from my skin doctor back in Pune when I returned. So since then, I've been having on the chest and on the back, but I've tried initially few medications like homeopathic for 3 4 years, and then I my psoriasis I got rid of psoriasis completely. But when I stopped the medicine, I was not aware like I have to continue for a couple of more years or something like that. I was not told. Then again, when I went back to some other country and when I returned, I had it. So it kept on coming. So I later on I tried changing the doctor as well, and then I tried Ayurvedic and then even allopathy as well. That didn't work out. With allopathy, with one of the medicines, it was completely out. But then again, it returned. So now at present I'm taking homeopathic again, but from another doctor. I just wanted to return to the doctor from whom it was completely cleared. So, but the problem at the moment is with this homeopathic medicine which I'm taking. So it has triggered in such a way like I am having it all over my scalp, even it is coming on the neck and then on the neck and the back as well. I had only had it only on the chest and the back, but now on the lower back overall and on the back thighs and everywhere, and I'm getting it on the legs as well. So I'm a bit more worried at the moment because now it's occurring in the areas which are open, right? Sort of. So that's the concern which I'm having, and it's itching at the moment a lot.
Okay. So, Mr. Manoj, psoriasis, one of the most common reasons of psoriasis is gut dysbiosis. Okay. And which again makes fungal infections thrive. And that's what is affecting the whole body and contributing to psoriatic patches. So definitely, as we work on the on addressing these infections, one sees very good improvement in the psoriatic patches. Along with this, of course, we have to address the other imbalances also and look for that, the heavy metals deficiencies, etc. But fungal infection is one of the most common root causes.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, so when we test for that, and we will test for that. If you decide to go ahead with us, we will test for that. We will look for those markers and then address it. Of course, we'll use certain supplements to address the infections and help you with the dietary changes, etc., so that you don't feed those infections anymore.
Okay. So recently I've done a test, the entire body test as well. So
Yeah.
will that help, or like will I have to go
We
ahead
will
with?
we will definitely review whatever test you have done, and we will advise then what's missing. You don't have to completely redo all the test. We will definitely use whatever you have done.
And the amount which you have mentioned, that is a one-time this, and is it with like you'll be providing us some medications or something, or how it is like this is only for the.
So the program fee that we have mentioned, that's only for the program fee. That's for the 3 month support, the consultations, handholding, everything.
Okay.
In addition to that is the test cost of the test and the supplements. So I will add, I see a lot of questions regarding the test. So maybe I will just, so a lot of people have also asked, and we'll clarify that. A lot of people have asked what is the approximate cost of the test. Okay. Now, if we are looking at a very comprehensive test for root cause analysis, um, so And I'm talking in general, when someone has not done any test and then we have to advise test, a comprehensive blood work which will cover all the organ function, heavy metals, inflammatory markers, um, deficiencies, metabolic function, everything. It's around 130 markers, I think. And then another gut health test. Combined, it will come to around somewhere between, I think, 11,000 something. That's the cost of the test. Both the tests are very comprehensive. And then if we have to give you a budget of the supplements, what will be the cost of the supplements? For 3 months, it will range between 15,000 to 20,000 for 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like this is not related to anything like homeopathic, and then neither of this, right? Like as you mentioned, this is a functional medicine
Yeah. So
completely.
functional medicine is an approach, okay, which will help us identify the root causes. Once we know what are the root causes, how do we treat? We will use dietary changes, we'll use lifestyle changes, we will use nutraceuticals. Um, we may use certain herbs, okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there can be various tools that we use, but it's not core homeopathy, it's not core Ayurveda, it's not core naturopathy.
Like because few of them whom I approached previously, they gave me a mix of like they gave me Ayurvedic medicines first,
Yeah.
and then that was all on the outer area. And then when after couple of after 3 months, they said like you will have to take some allopathic medicines also parallelly. That's what was told to me.
No, no.
So
So that won't be the
that
case.
won't be the case, right? Okay, fine. Yeah, I'm done with my. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Thank you.
So
Um,
before we go to the next question, just one reminder to everyone that in case you want our team to get in touch with you, you can also leave your contact numbers in the chat box. Please go ahead.
I will take
um,
another question from the chat. Vaishali has asked, can I get the test done here in the US and where? So Vaishali, for the blood work, you can definitely, you'll have to connect with your general practitioner. We will share a list of tests based on your sign and symptoms. For the gut health test and the heavy metals, these tests can be ordered from India, and our team will guide you for that. So it doesn't matter which part of the world you are based in, India or outside India. The test can be facilitated, the supplement can be facilitated. All that is needed is you have to be willing to get started on this treatment journey. All right. So, yeah, we can go with next.
now we move on to Anshul. I think Anshul, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, hi, Dr. Ruhi, Dr. Siddhant. I just had a question. I just want to know, is the diet like a vegan diet? Because uh, I have just recovered. I'm actually reversed my myasthenia gravis. I've already gone through a surgery, but I still feel a lot of symptoms like in terms of muscle weakness, and of course, I have major gut issues. So I was looking majorly at hormone balance because I think with my age 47, I have a lot of hormone issues and plus gut. So I just wanted to know, is your diet like a vegan diet? Because I've noticed that milk and milk products just don't work for me. Gluten doesn't work for me. I've been strongly on a lot of fruits, and whenever I'm completely on fruits and salads, I'm perfectly okay. But I would like a little normal lifestyle, like to be able to eat at least some kind of food. So right now, I just want to like kind of when you do a gut reset, even if I don't go crazy on wrong food, like I never eat excess of now I was trying to go organic, how much ever I can, preservative free and all. Does it like last for a while? And these, I mean, is the diet vegan? Because I'm a vegetarian and I've been vegan since almost 3, 4 years now.
Okay. So, Anchal, whatever you've said doesn't work for you, it's good. You have to eliminate that. Milk doesn't work for you, eliminate. Gluten doesn't work, eliminate. So, if you're a vegetarian, we won't force you to have non-veg food. If you are a vegan, we will not ask you to introduce milk, etc., in your diet. So it's complete. I mean, we take care of what the food preferences are and then give you the do's and the don'ts. Of course, any inflammatory food has to be out of your diet, which you have already mentioned: milk, dairy. Sorry,
Yeah,
milk,
yeah.
uh, milk products, and
Gluten.
yeah, sugar and sugar products. Those are the first top three on the
Yeah.
list.
But that almost pretty much empties my life if you see. Like I can't have fried, I can't have sugar, I can't have milk, I can't have gluten. So almost like nothing. So I end up cheating like quite pretty, I mean, at least once or twice a week I end up cheating.
So,
So
Anjali,
that kind of gets my gut zero back to square one all the time.
so that's where a program like ours help
Okay.
clients who are struggling with eliminating food, but then they don't know ab kya khain, right? So myself, I'm
Okay.
completely off gluten, dairy, sugar. Okay, and it's not like I'm
Okay.
starving myself or I am kind of having cheat meals, right? So we
Okay.
will help you put together a diet plan that is actually sustainable, help you include all other healthy foods that probably are forgotten, but then are a very good alternative to whatever you will eliminate.
Okay.
Having said that, Achal, please understand one fundamental thing. If your immune system is reacting to so many foods, that means uh, fundamentally that means that the leaky gut has not been addressed. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
So without addressing that, just eliminating is not going to solve the problem because whenever you have
Okay.
it again the system will react to it. Okay.
Okay.
While so our approach is that for let's say a period of 3 months when you are working with us, you remove whatever is triggering the immune system and parallelly you work on healing it.
Okay.
If the healing has done, then if you want to cheat once a week, there is
Okay.
no reaction.
Okay. Okay.
That is
Uh,
important. The healing is happening. Just leaving it, just eliminating will not be enough.
if we stick to the diet and we stick to what you say, how long does it really take for a leaky gut to heal?
Say leaky gut 3 to 6 months.
It takes 3 to 6 months. Okay. And the supplements that you're giving, are they like Indian or are they made like are they like a powder form? What kind of supplements are these? Are these probiotics and things like that, or what are these? Are these made by you, or are these imported products, or what is it?
It's a combination of various things. There, some are imported, some are sourced from manufacturers in India, some that we
Okay,
cannot find anywhere. We have also asked some, manufacturers to make them for us because finally, what
okay,
is important for us is that we are able to deliver results, right?
okay,
You
okay.
come and work with us. The most important thing for me is that you go back healed, right?
Yeah, but
The
are they
food is
synthetic in any way? Are they synthetic in any way? Because, I mean, I've been so off, like even for one vitamin is like not something that I like to take. I've been so anti anything which is not food.
vitamins are very much food, no? They should
That's what
have
I'm saying.
come from
Oh
the
no, I
food.
don't look at because I've been off vitamins also. I'm like trying to be on
I'm
food
just I'm
only.
trying to make you look at it from another point of view. When you say vitamins and all, the only difference is that because your body is not able to get enough of them from the food that you're eating, you're taking
Yeah,
them in the form of a capsule or a powder or a pill, right?
yeah, yeah.
So why should you be against them? Because the
Because
body
usually
needs
I've
them. Your
noticed they give
body
me.
needs them to heal and work properly, right?
Okay, because usually I've seen vitamins make my stomach worst. So I stopped all vitamins. I stopped. So I'm on zero vitamins, zero tablets right now.
So Anchal, आप ये बताओ, if the vitamins are making you feel worse, that's okay. So that's a very clear sign of the level of sensitivity that you have.
Yeah, yeah,
When your gut health is so messed up that you're even reacting to basic vitamins that you're giving to your body, right? That
yeah,
even
yeah.
is giving a diet reaction, which a diet reaction is something that when you are kind of giving something to your body which will address the infections, when they die, they will give you unpleasant symptoms. Those are die of symptoms, and that's what you're experiencing. Okay. Once you heal
Okay.
your
Okay.
body, once you heal your leaky gut, you tame down your immune system, this will not happen. But until you do that,
Okay.
you need support. And the only support here is the kind of diet that will work for your body. But then that alone is not enough until, because repairing a leaky gut needs beyond diet.
Yes.
Okay.
What is happening here is, so you were driving on the road in the night and you found somebody has been hurt and you got out of your car to help them, and then the police came and said, oh, you must have hurt this person, right? So vitamin was trying to help you, but it created some symptom because of the die-off, etc., or the immune system reaction. And now we started thinking that if the vitamin is causing a problem. No, it's not causing the problem. It's trying to help you actually.
Okay. Okay. Because I have also protein sensitivity. So basically, only carbs work really well for me, or fruits and vegetables work for me. Like I said, any kind of proteins don't work for me. So, like, I mean, I honestly, I've been going to dietitians for almost 3 years now. And I've like felt that, I kind of got into a mess one after the other, because I ended up having a lot of high protein, because everybody is like so protein nowadays, that eat protein. And I ended up being protein, and protein is like I have major protein sensitivity, like major. Like I can't even digest protein at all. So I ended up making it worse, in
What
fact.
protein did you eat?
Sorry?
What protein did you eat?
So
What kind?
everybody's like, now you have all these millets and you go crazy on millets. And then, of course, I was trying some kind of, lot of dals, pulses.
All
Then,
right. So we
That's not
just
the way to heal a leaky gut, my friend. That's not the way you heal a leaky gut.
so we are also crazy over millets, but then when someone's gut health is messed up, we don't start with millets. We will start
okay,
with a kind of protein which is hydrolyzed, which is in a form that is pre-digested. It will help
okay,
with repairing the gut.
okay,
And once that is done, then you switch to millets and other things, lentils, etc.
okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Thank
So
you.
before we go to the next question, Sushila has already paid and registered. So thank you, Sushila, and we look forward to working with you.
So I forgot to
Uh,
announce it though, because it's the Women's Health Women's Day, and then the Women's Health Awareness Month. So we have an offer. So anybody who registers from today's workshop, you get an extra consultation as a part of your program. So if you really want to avail that extra consultation, you can register today or latest by tomorrow and avail that offer. All right. So in
Over to you, Angel.
yeah,
Now we move on to Dr. Harshita. Dr. Harshita, I would request if you can switch on your camera and ask your question.
Hi, Angel. Actually, I'm traveling. I'm in a cab right now. The lighting is not so good, so I'll go ahead without switching it on. So
No.
first of all, hi, Dr. Ruthi and Mr. Siddharth. The idea of functional medicine is really, really good, and the way you explained about identifying the root cause, I truly believe that has to be a part of uh, treatment for everybody, including I think even all the doctors should adapt this functional medicine. Uh, Coming to the point, like I'm 30 years old. I'm diagnosed with ulcerative colitis since 5.5 to 6 years, and what I noticed is initially I was on immunosuppressants and all. It was fine. Then I became a little irregular with the medicines, and then I had a bad relapse. Then again, I was put on higher immunosuppressants and the basic ones also. And again, it was okay. But then I started showing up other side effects of the medicines. My WBC counts fell down, and I contracted a infection, and I was admitted. But luckily, I went through everything and it was all smooth again. And during my fellowship, my mom used to live with me and cook for me every day. So as long as I had home cooked food, I was absolutely showing no symptoms. And again, since about like 2-3 months, I'm staying away and I'm eating outside food, and my symptoms are starting to show up. So um, that's what I was exploring other options other than allopathy for this controlling this condition. And I'd like to hear it from you. What has been your experience with ulcerative colitis patients? Like, have you treated any patients with bad relapse, or like, can you give me a example of how you reverse this problem?
Okay. So, Dr. Harshita, now there are different phases when it comes to treatment for ulcerative colitis. Of course, the test and everything we just spoke about. So that process remains as the same, collecting all the information and everything. So in the first phase, we work on the basics. So where we are basically um, addressing the infections, which is one major root cause of ulcerative colitis, helping in repairing the gut with the dietary changes, with the lifestyle changes, and of course, certain basic supplements. So we start with that, addressing any heavy metals, etc., deficiencies. So that's happens in the first phase, and the first 3 months, you will see certain improvements. Your symptoms, few of the symptoms will definitely settle down.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
So
it-
like, huh.
yeah.
So can you like give me any examples of people you've treated with ulcerative colitis?
You
Like, because currently,
want to know about the process or the people we have treated?
no, like your experience like with patients of ulcerative colitis. Because right now, I changed my doctor and he has put me on probiotics and I'm feeling very good.
Mm.
Right now, I do not have any major symptoms. Like my bowel movements, everything is normal.
Okay.
But still, I would like to, as you were emphasizing on finding out the root cause, I was
Mm.
looking forward for that. But I want to know from you about your experience with the ulcerative colitis patients uh, alone, like, specific to ulcerative colitis.
So we have worked with many ulcerative colitis patients. Just last,
Okay.
okay, there's some. Just last week, one of our patients, she reported she got all her tests done, right? And it's the first time in her life that the doctor told her that all your tests are normal. So she's been working with us and dedicatedly, she's worked with us for a year. And now the doctor told her all your tests are normal.
Okay.
That's the first time in her life.
All right. Okay.
So
Um,
if he can kind of recover from that, anyone can do it if they're willing to put in that effort and dedication.
yes. And one more thing, like we have online consultations and webinars also frequently, right? So what timing would this be?
The consultations are always on mutual convenience,
All
and
right.
the interactive sessions are always on the weekend. It's on a Saturday.
Okay.
In case you miss it, you will always have a recording available.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Uh, Thank you, Dr. Harshita. I'm sure your doubts are clear. Now we move on to Nupur. Nupur, if you can just unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, hello everyone. So, my mother is diagnosed with the rheumatoid arthritis, and she also has a fissure. So, main problem she is facing here is, so if she start taking the medicines for rheumatoid arthritis, her fissure trigger. So she's not able to take the medicines for the rheumatoid arthritis. This is the problem. So her joint pains is increasing, her muscle pain is increasing, but she's not able to take any medicines because of the fissure. Fissure, she did everything to cure her fissure. The diet changes. She's doing yoga and all the things which people used to say, but she's not able to cure that fissure problem. So, and now then she started bleeding and everything. This sometimes it's very, it goes deep. So this is
Does
the
she have
problem she's facing.
digestion related issues?
Um, she if we ask her that do you have any digestion related issues, she says no. I'm absolute clear bowel movement. So she doesn't agree with that. But maybe that is a problem for if for Fisher to trigger. So, but yeah, but I think the main problem is um, to not able to leave the tea. I guess so they are taking tea for 4 to 5 times a day. Maybe I don't know the main reason, but she's trying her best to control her food habits, trying to leave the gluten and try to eat steamed vegetables. So we have consulted lots of dietitians. She's trying to come onto the track, but it's very difficult to understand that what we are eating since childhood. Suddenly say, if someone says to change that dal chawal and the basic thing, so we're not able to stick on that plan, but she's trying her best. But the main problem here is from last 2 years that she is not able to cure a fissure. That is the main problem, and that's why she is not able to take care of her rheumatoid arthritis, which is going worse. Not worse, but actually, yeah, we know it's not, it's autoimmune, so it will go beyond which we think. So we are very worried now to how to cure the fissure, because we are trying everything and and we don't want to operate the fissure. So we are very stuck with the problem. We are stuck actually.
See, fissure is not a separate problem. It's very much part of your digestive system. Okay. And we have had many cases with fissures and hemorrhoids and all, where working on the overall digestive system, we have been able to reverse the fissures as well.
Yeah. So
And about rheumatoid arthritis, again, there have been many cases where rheumatoid arthritis has been reversed. In fact, we had a case where this lady was a athlete. She used to, run marathons and all. And when she got the arthritis attack, it was like she could barely walk. She was told that, forget, you will never be able to run again.
yeah.
And I think 6 months of treatment, she started running full marathons, 42 kilometers again. Not only that, she broke her own best records, personal records. So not just that the pain went away, overall health improved so much as well. So it's very much possible.
It's good. So one thing also I want to mention is my mother is she is 65. So we know that in the previous days that all the ladies are having some emotional trauma, and all the problems are there. I know these are stuck in her mind. So there are something happen which in her life that she cannot forget, or there's some emotional trauma is there. So I heard that this also caused the problem. So it is not easily healable, because something which cannot heal. So if that is causing
There
the
are,
problem,
there, there are methods and techniques to get rid of the emotional trauma as well.
yeah.
And we incorporate them, some of the simple ones in our program. And if required, we can even refer you to someone with whom you can work to work at a deeper level as well.
Okay. So for the fissure and rheumatoid arthritis, so we'll first work on fissure to cure, right? Then we will. So what will be the
Medicine
approach?
approach doesn't work like that. You remember I don't know whether you were there in the beginning, I explained that we don't just go by symptoms. We understand what are the underlying imbalancings, the root causes, and we start working on them. As you start working on them, the symptoms will anyway subside. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So recently she is going to the naturopathy center this month. So after her naturopathy is done, then I will ask her to join this
Sure.
program.
You can stay in touch with the team, with Dr. Angel or Vanita, and they'll help you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Nupur. So we move on to Swapna. Swapna, I request you to unmute yourself and ask your question. Swapna, are you there? Swapna, are you there? Okay, I think we can move on to Jaspreet Singh.
Yeah, so basically, I'm suffering from psoriatic arthritis from last 8 to 10 years. So majorly, I have psoriasis on my scalp and on my beard, little bit, but not on any as such other body parts. And majorly, I have like other arthritis kind of symptoms, and majorly I have like stiffness in my neck, due to which my neck rotation is little bit restricted. So like, do you have the cure for the neck part? Because I have tried everything like allopathy, homeopathy, and Ayurvedic. Even I tried yoga as well, physiotherapy, everything, but the neck movement stayed restricted. The doctor has said that like I need to continue my exercises. Maybe it will get better with the time, but not sure that I will gain my neck movement completely back. That was there like 8 years back or 6 years back.
So have you checked for the the inflammation in the inflammatory markers and other things? Just breathe.
Yeah, that I'm going through that CRP tests and the other one, I think ESR test. The levels are still in control, not very much high, but still are on the higher side. But pain is not there. Inflammation is still in the control. Like I'm doing gymming and I'm doing yoga as well, so I can do everything. But the like rotation is restricted. So that is like visible as well to the other person, which is like majorly bothering me as well. So that is the main thing.
So if your ESR and CRP is high, it's definitely also indicates there are infections in the body. So
Hmm.
what are we doing to address that? What are you doing to
Basically, I'm taking allopathic medicine, which is tofasetnic. So I'm taking it on daily basis. So when I have like much of the pain, then I go for the Indocap SR, which is other like a kind of painkiller or information like suppressor. So that is that I'm taking, but the restriction, the neck movements restriction is still there.
so I mean there's nothing been done to address the causes of inflammation, right? Whatever is done is just to manage the symptom, right?
Yeah,
So
we can say that, yes.
yeah, so jab tak we don't do anything about what is wrong in the body, it will just be managing the symptoms. Okay. So I mean, we just spoke about the process in detail. We have to look into what are the imbalances, right? Why is your
Hmm.
CRP high? Are there infections? Why is the ESR high? Are there infections in the body? And of course, there are so many other things that we should look for. So we should get a detailed evaluation done and then address it accordingly.
Okay, so there was a one major test, I think, when I was diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis, or you can say the psoriatic arthritis, then HLA-B27 was positive during that time, and it's still there. Like,
Those
so
are not the
maybe
root
that is
causes.
the main reason that I
No, no,
have
no.
this symptoms.
You're not getting it, just please. The root causes, there are a few more, but I covered 6 root causes, right?
Mm-hmm.
The root causes will fit in one of those 6 or a couple of more. HLA-B or whatever, these are all very later stages or peripheral things.
Mm-hmm.
He's only telling you again that you have a higher chance of a particular type of disease. It doesn't tell you
Okay.
why you have a disease. There can be
Okay.
thousands, millions of people who are also positive, but they don't have any arthritis or any autoimmune disease, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's not the cause. You have to identify
Mm-hmm.
the cause, whether it is nutritional deficiencies, whether it is a leaky gut, whether it is infections, what is going on, whether it is toxicity, which is triggering the immune system into behaving like this. And those have
Okay.
to be addressed. Otherwise, it's a zero-sum game. You keep running behind symptom management. Symptom management
Mm-hmm.
is also needed because if you have too much pain, etc., you need to do something about it. But don't stop there. If you want a solution, you have to dig deeper.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Makes sense. And there is another thing that I want to inquire about the diet that you mentioned. So basically, I'm non-vegetarian. So like, do I need to quit the non-vegetarian food completely, or like what kind of diet would be there? Like it would be homemade food or like
Homemade is
whatever the.
definitely preferable, Jasprit. I think Dr. Ruhi also answered some similar questions about diet. About non-vegetarian food, see, unfortunately, what is happening is in India, the quality of non-vegetarian food that is available is very, very pathetic. Okay. So generally what we recommend is that at least initially during the treatment phase, if you can stay away from non-veg, it will definitely speed up the healing process. Once the healing has happened, even if you go back and hopefully you can ensure better quality of non-vegetarian food, it should not be a problem.
And that includes eggs as well?
I will say initially, yes, it will be good to go off eggs as well. Eggs can also, so they are a common trigger for immune system.
Okay. And other thing that you mentioned was about the dietary supplements. So what all will it include? Will it include like kind of protein powders or anything like that, or what exactly is it?
Protein is just one supplement. See, based on what we find when you do the blood test, what is lacking, what is low, we will decide. So common supplements could be like, vitamin B complex, vitamin D, omega-3, magnesium, right? These are common supplements. These are
Okay.
things that the body needs, but they're not available in sufficient quantity in the body. And therefore,
In fact, I think protein is also required on a high quantity, like whatever the body weight is, it's basically required one time into the gram if you like 1 to 1.5 gram per day.
yes.
Okay. Okay, I think that's all I have.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll take up a question from the chat. So Lena has asked, what is the difference between this program and what is popularly known as the hormone replacement therapy? So Lena, hormone replacement therapy means you are providing your body hormones because they are lacking in your body. Okay, mostly this is done when women are in the menopause or post menopause because they're experiencing certain symptoms, the estrogen dips. So hormone replacement therapy is done to help them feel good and also give them relief of certain symptoms. Now, just doing hormone replacement therapy is this will not address what a woman is going through while during perimenopause or during menopause. This transition should be um, very seamless, very convenient for any woman. But when there is inflammation, when there is metabolic dysfunction, deficiencies, etc., it becomes troublesome. So before anyone's opts for hormone replacement, the basics have to be done. And in most cases, women already feel good when the basics are addressed in the body, when all these imbalances are addressed, and then there is no need for hormone replacement therapy. In few cases where there is still a need, it can be done, but just hormone replacement therapy is not the solution. All right. Okay. So Angel, you're on mute if you're talking.
Lena, I'm sure your doubt is cleared. I think Dr. Rui, we have Maheshwar Reddy over here.
Okay. All right.
If you could, yeah.
Hello,
If you,
this is Mahesh here. Hello.
yes, Mahesh, please go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I have a few doubts like regarding this program because I am 44 years old now. I have polio to my right leg, and from the last 2 years, I am getting multiple degeneration issues. And in 2016, I was diagnosed with seronegative rheumatoid arthritis. And I took treatment for 6 years, and doctor asked me to stop the medicine in 2022 something. And since 2023, I'm getting one by one joint issues like knee, hip, and ankle arthritis kind of thing. And I always have body pains, like I will be very dull and all things. Whenever like the doctor prescribed like this RA factor, HLA B27, ANA profile, all related to arthritis, this autoimmune disease related things, every time I'm getting negative only. None of the things are showing. But my problem is like every time I'll have like giant issues, like I'll be very dull and all things. And even MRI scans and doctors, orthopedic surgeons, they are telling that we have only these degenerative changes only. So like how to take this one, like because I'm really confused and I spent a lot of money. And in last year, like I did AAP protocol also, like to roll out any fibromyalgia and all things. And the diet like caused me more issues. Like usually I will not have any constipation or indigestion issues, but with the diet, like I got like
What did you do protocol? You ate a lot of raw food?
no, actually, the person who gave this program, he asked me to eliminate all like what I meant to say, like some kind of food, and he gave me some, especially with the sweet potato kind of thing, and only like a few powdered like chapati and dosa mixes and all things which he prescribed, and he gave me a lot of supplements. And I don't know which is triggering, his supplements or else like the food or else the diet. Especially I'm suspecting that his food only, like he used to give all this like chapati mix, dosa mix and all the things, and protein powder. And I don't know, like hell, I don't know what triggered things. Like I used to start immediately within 3 days after going into this program. Like I used to get a lot of indigestion issues, like multiple times I has to go to the toilet and all things. And I tried to solve the things with him, like he couldn't do anything. Like he told that with my diet plan, whatever you have digestion issues, it will be solved in 10 days. Like my things went worst and I stopped the program.
All right. Okay. Let's address your question. The first thing is anybody, whether it's us or any other practitioner, if you're given a recommendation, you should know what that recommendation includes and why is it given. Okay. If something is just given to you without any proper explanation, it's very difficult to implement it, right? So it's very important that you know why you're being given this particular supplement, this particular mix, or whatever. And we do that. That's we have that transparency in our program where we will exactly tell you why, which anything, any recommendation that is given to you. Okay. Now coming to your diagnosis of seronegative arthritis. So that's very common. People do not have RA factor positive and still have all the symptoms of RA. Now, if you just keep testing that factor to know what you have, that will not help you. You have to test for what all things that can cause this inflammation in your body or any degenerative changes that you're experiencing. And that, again, the list is what I've spoken again and again. Check for those markers, check for heavy metal infections, gut dysbiosis deficiencies, all of those things.
Yeah, I sorry for interrupting. Actually, in January and like third week, I did that also, leaky gut health test. There is like nothing abnormal things found.
I'm sure it cannot be normal. The report cannot be normal. One is you look at it from the lab interpretation. In functional medicine, we'll look at specific markers in the test.
Okay.
So it's a very narrow range when it comes to markers, quantitative, to look at it quantitatively, and even with qualitative markers, the ranges are very narrow. So we look for specific markers. So the way we look at reports from the functional medicine perspective is different from the conventional perspective. So I'm sure your report is not normal.
Okay, I would like to ask you last question. Like, if my issues are really degenerative changes, and will this program will work for the inflammation? Like,
That's what we have been speaking about. We work on inflammation, autoimmune conditions, most chronic conditions, the underlying factor is inflammation.
yeah, I mean, like, what I mean to say, like, even if it is my condition is not autoimmune, it is like general, really degenerative changes. Like, will this program will help
It
to?
will help. It will for sure help by giving the right. See, you're just 44.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
If your body is experiencing degenerative changes at this age, why? There are definitely certain stresses in the body which is causing that. We have to identify that and remove them and give the body the right condition.
Okay, okay. So this program will work for you, and if it is a not an autoimmune disease
Yes,
also.
yes. See, we anyways are not bothered about what diagnosis you have because
Okay.
our way of looking is looking at the root causes. So
Mhm.
we are least bothered about what diagnosis, whether you have or you don't have.
Okay, got it. Okay, fine. Right, got it.
Okay. All right. ठीक है. I think Khushbu, you are there. You've been raising your hand many times in the chat.
Hello, yes, ma'am.
Yes, please ask.
Ma'am, actually, from the 10 years, I was having pinworms.
Okay.
So I have not treated that. And I know this is the root cause of my autoimmune condition, which I diagnosed in this 1 month.
Okay.
So I have eliminated the root cause, that is pinworms. I have eliminated it from my body. So in how many time the immune system will come back to my original?
Sorry, did you say that you already treated your pinworm or that has to be treated?
No, I already treated my pinworms.
Okay, and how do you know that they are gone?
That stool test I have did.
Okay. And you think it's pinworm is the only problem you have? You don't have any other contributing?
Ma'am, but for the autoimmune, I definitely know this was the only problem, because in the last 3 to 4 months, all blood test was according to that um parasites and all. IgE level was also raised, eosinophils was also raised. That I balanced, but now this autoimmune conditions arises.
So Khushbu, there's more than just pinworms. So it's good that you could identify parasites as one of the reason, but then there are things beyond parasites also. And then just with one round of protocol, it's very difficult to eliminate the parasites. It's a very intensive work to eliminate parasites.
No, I have taken 5 days regular course of albendazole, and I have did my stool test also.
Not possible. 5 days of albendazole will not address. And your stool will not completely give you a clear picture of the parasites. For
Okay.
sure,
Especially the
5 days.
available in India.
Yeah, for sure, 5 days of albendazole is not enough.
Then what to do, ma'am, then?
That's what we will tell you in the program. That's what we will do. I cannot tell you here in 1 minute what to do. You have to watch
Oh,
the complete recording to understand the approach, and then in the program we will guide you.
so, ma'am, the doctor has said that the antibodies will remain present whole in your life.
That is not true. How, why will they stay for the rest of your life if the reason for the antibodies is gone?
No, they had been come,
That
so
is
they
what
will.
happens. That is what happens when the pinworms are not removed completely. Otherwise, there is see, for antibodies there's a half-life. Okay.
Oh,
Once
but
the
sir, the antibodies like IgE level A, G, that have the half life. But doctor told that this the on the ENA profile the antibodies came, they have their whole life. They will remain full of your life.
see, one simple thing is these parasites and all almost they never come alone. Okay. They always bring many other problems with them. Generally, when you are overloaded with parasites, the immune system is suppressed. That will also lead to other overgrowths of bacteria, fungus, or viral overloads and all. Okay.
Yes.
Unless those are also addressed, you can't expect complete resolution. And if after removing the parasites, your autoimmune symptoms have flared up, that means there were other overgrowths as well. Maybe you have removed
Okay.
the pinworm, but there are definitely other overgrowths as well, which are still there.
Okay, so you are means confirming that after 3 months of your program, we will test the ENA profile and antibodies will be removed from that. They will not attack the body again and again.
You want the blood test to be better, or you want your health to be better? What is
Health
more
is
important? We
health
will
is
ensure that your health is better.
so health better. The doctor is also doing the same work. They are treating the symptoms and um doing our body better.
That's exactly what you said. They
But
are treating
main
the
thing is
symptoms.
that when
We
we,
don't treat the symptoms. That's what we have
yeah,
been trying to tell you for the last 2 hours from
but
7:30.
the main thing is that the test, in the test we have to see na the antibodies are still there, then they will attack in
Okay.
4 to 5 months again and again.
All right. So you will see the ANA levels dropping. Okay. For them
Yes.
to be completely gone, we will need beyond 3 months. At 3 months में क्या क्या कर लोगे? Autoimmunity takes time, right? In
Okay.
first 3 months, you will see your symptoms getting better. Some of your
Okay.
markers will improve. The ANA will drop. Zero हो
Okay.
जाएगा, नहीं होगा 3 months में नहीं होगा.
Okay.
ठीक है? It's a work in progress. But definitely you will see it over a period of time, they will drop down to good low values.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
ठीक.
Thank you, ma'am.
We will take one last question now. Shikha? Yes.
Shika, please unmute yourself.
Okay. Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
The thing is, मेरा proper test हुआ है root cause analysis. There is a multiple deficiencies, nutritional deficiencies, which I work upon. The problem is कि मेरे से अभी oral supplements, मेरे को लिए नहीं जा रहे हैं एंड हर मील के बाद मुझे वॉमिट होता है एंड आई डोंट नो मेरे साथ क्या प्रॉब्लम हो रही है मेरे को सब क्लिनिकल थायराइड ये हुआ है मतलब बहुत टीएसएच बहुत नॉमिनल है एंड जब मैं अपने स्ट्रेस पे वर्क करती हूँ तो इट कम्स इन अ पैरामीटर ऑफ कोर्स फंक्शनल मेडिसिन सीज डिफरेंटली क्योंकि आई एम अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ फंक्शनल मेडिसिन बट समहाउ मैं अपना खुद का नहीं सब पकड़ पा रही हूँ आई एम 43 एंड मुझे भी साइरोसिस है थोड़ा सा हेड पे एंड मेरी आईब्रोज में आ जाता है and कान के पीछे बाकी बॉडी ठीक है अभी क्या हो रहा है मुझे स्टिफनेस हो रही है बहुत ज्यादा इन माय जॉइंट्स एंड मेरे लेफ्ट नी में तो लिटरली वो बेंड ही नहीं होता है तो दिस प्रोग्राम हेल्प्स मी
Okay.
आप बताइए
So good, Shikha, आपने कहा कि आप you're already student of functional medicine. That's good to hear. So you already have psoriasis जो आपको पता है it's an autoimmune condition. ठीक है autoimmunity है immune system haywire हो रखा है body को affect कर रहे हैं. It's affecting your skin. It's also affecting your joints. Okay? And that's why you're getting these stiff joints, etc. So जब तक हम autoimmunity पे काम नहीं करेंगे, it will keep involving one organ after the other. Okay? So we have to look for reasons why the immune system has gone haywire. And yes, the program will work for you.
एंड कैसे होगा मतलब जैसे आई एम अ वेजिटेरियन और मैंने बिकॉज ऑफ प्रोटीन इनटेक मैंने आई स्टार्टेड टेकिंग एग्स तो मैं हो जाएगा ना मतलब
बिल्कुल
वेजिटेरियन
आपको
डाइट के साथ
आपको नॉन वेजिटेरियन कन्वर्ट नहीं होना पड़ेगा ठीक होने के
हाँ
लिए.
मेरा
Okay.
प्रोटीन आ जाएगा ना इन चेक
Kulaiga. See, now, okay, so for vegetarians, if your gut health is not good, right, whatever vegetarian sources of protein you are taking, your gut will not be able to utilize it, absorb it. So yes, we will have to then first prepare the gut, जिसके लिए हमें pre-digested protein की ज़रूरत होगी, which is available in the form of protein powder. So for some time, we will have to take that support. And once the gut starts healing, the immune system is strengthened, then, इनकी need कम हो जाएगी.
तो सारा पैकेज इंक्लूड्स यू गाइड ना मतलब ऑल द ब्लड टेस्ट वो सब आप
Right.
करवाओगे ऑल द सप्लीमेंट्स मुझे कहीं बाहर से तो कुछ नहीं करना ना
We will guide you through everything.
टेकिंग केयर 100%
Yes. Yeah, we will.
ठीक है थैंक यू
Okay. All right, Shikha. ठीक है. All right. I think we have answered all the questions.
Dr. Ruhi, I think Anshul is raising her hand again. I think Anshul, your question was already answered, right?
Yeah, no, just 1 minute. I have one more question. I just
Yes.
want to know that is it possible because uh, I'm very I mean, what's the kind of cost of these supplements approximately if I have to calculate per month?
आप 3 months का budget लेकर चलिए somewhere between 15 to 20,000 for 3 months. Around let's budget it 20,000 for 3 months.
Acha, 20,000 for 3 months approximately. Okay, okay. Yeah. And is it possible to reduce the number of supplements as far as possible?
देखिए
I'm so
जबरदस्ती तो हम
scared
दे
of because I was looking out right now, I was just going on the website, I was looking at all the supplement brands and everything. It's just that I'm so scared of supplements. Like I just can't
आपसे
digest supplements. I would
nothing देखिए ऐसा तो है नहीं कि हम जबरदस्ती आपको supplements देंगे when it's not needed, right? And I just spoke about it earlier also when Mahesh had a question. Anything that is
Yeah.
recommended, you will be explained why it's given. You will have your reports in front of you, you will have your symptoms in front of you, and everything will be explained, right? So it's not that we
Okay.
just want to impose supplements on you. What is needed, right? You, if you want to do
Okay.
without supplements, जो चीज हमें 3-6 महीने में हम अचीव कर लेते, वो सालों लग जाएंगे.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. All right. So yes, okay. So thank you everyone for being a part of today's workshop.
Thank you once again all for joining in, and I'm sure you all have gained a wealth of knowledge today. And as Dr. Rui mentioned, we look forward to having you in our program and supporting you on our journey to a healthier and a happier life. So that's our mission. And yes, good night and take care.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.